Hi, my name is Lindsay Young, and this is for Liberty Online's Communications 101 class.
1, 2.
Okay, today my speech is an informative speech. Are you looking for a fun afternoon project, looking for something that would get your creative juices flowing but not break your budget? Today I'm going to teach you the art of decoupage, which is commonly known as Mod Podge. Doing crafts is one of my favorite pastimes, and decoupage is by far my absolute favorite craft. I've used this simple idea on many gifts and presents for different people, decorating events, and even in elements of my own house. Decoupage is an inexpensive and fun way to be both creative and unique in making gifts for different people. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the elements of decoupage by first explaining the history of decoupage, and then describing, showing you how to make an item, ways to personalize it, and then showing you a finished product of it. First, let's talk about the history of decoupage. According to an article titled The Magic of Decoupage, produced by the Martha Stewart Living magazine, decoupage began in Asia in the 12th century when the artisans were sending furniture over to Europe, but they were producing it in such big quantities that it couldn't get done in time. So they started learning how to print pictures of the engravings that they would do, and then glue with lacquer, put the engravings on top of the furniture instead, and it was called poor man's lacquer, and people didn't really know the difference. The technique in how to decoupage, Sherry Osborne shares the tools you're going to need in order to do that. And she starts out with talking about a popsicle stick and using this to help smooth out the wrinkles as you decoupage. If you don't have a popsicle stick, you can use your finger or any other flat object, like maybe a flat handle to a paintbrush. You're also going to need a foam brush, and if you don't have that, a paintbrush works, and sometimes I'll use my hand instead to apply the glue. You'll need scissors to cut out the magazine strips. You'll need a magazine or a book that you're going to cut up to glue everything on, and then you just need your item. And a damp rag or something to clean up when you're done. The most important step for me usually is to pick out the item, thinking through what it is I want to decoupage. Today I'm picking out an old bottle that I am going to decorate for one of my friends. So the next thing I would normally do is cut out my magazine strips, but I always try to do it based on the person that I'm doing it for or what I'm trying to do it. This one is for my friend Emily, and she is really into everything homey, and so when I think of her, I want to think of something that she's going to like. So I picked out different elements. I already started it. It has a window and a door on it. It has lace on it, and you want to start out by getting your area clean and dry, making sure that the bottle's cleaned out. If you're doing it on furniture, that everything's been sanded down and wiped down. This is especially important because anything you have underneath it can add wrinkles to it. You really want to include, Sherry Osborne suggests in her article that you think through and lay out all the magazine pieces that you want to do first, because that way you don't leave any element of what you really wanted in your project out. You start out by putting the glue on the surface. Now there's two ways you can do it. You can actually put it on the magazine strip, but I prefer to put it on top of the bottle itself or whatever, because that way I can smooth it out faster. You place the glue on the surface, and then you apply the magazine strip, and you want to overlap it to what you've already done. And then it can really easy to get wrinkles in it. So this is where the popsicle stick would come in handy. I'm actually going to use the same foam brush on it, and you start in the middle and you go out with it, trying to push out all the wrinkles that could potentially be in it. And when you do on something like this where it's in the corners, you're going to have to eventually fold it to make it fit, and sometimes it does still have wrinkles in there. When you're all done with your product, you want to apply the glue over the entire thing. I'm just going to do it as I go. And then if it has pictures or photos on it and it's thicker, you will have to do that even more often. Maybe put a couple layers on, let it dry in between. Make sure your product has a good place to dry where it's not going to stick to anything else, because sometimes it can continue to stick even after it's all done. I'm going to show you an example of a completed project that I've already finished, and that is this one right here. A cool way to expand your project once you're done, and I'm going to tell you more ways to do that, even to expand the art of decoupage. would be to Sherry Osborne in her article, How to Decoupage, as well as in the Martha Stewart magazine, give suggestions. You can add buttons to the items, you can add notes, tie like a ribbon around it, make it more personal. And there's tons of different ideas you can use as to what to decoupage. You can do frames, boxes, mirrors, journals. You could take the outside of a book cover for school and change it up. You could do it to the front of a dresser. And there's different items you can do instead of just using magazines. You can use a handle from a program that you've been in, or a story or a poem, or perhaps a letter that's been really important to you, or to type out a Bible verse. Basically anything that has a memory that you want to create and convey to the person you're giving it to make it personal, you can use. So as you can see, Mod Podge is a very simple and creative craft. Decoupage is an inexpensive and fun way to create gifts for other people that are unique and unlike anything else. It only takes 3 simple steps. You need to pick out your item that you want to do, make sure you have all the supplies, and then just be creative. It's the thought that counts. This is one way to show that you care without spending a lot of money, but just putting a lot of time and effort into it for the individual. And it's a tangible way to capture your creativity. So I hope you enjoyed this on how to decoupage. Thank you.